Welcome. It's Facts You Don't Know. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more, well, and first make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything.
Testing Part 1. The miner always fed the wild rat. He could not imagine that one day she would save his life. A man named Paul has worked in his mine all his conscious life and knows firsthand how hard this work is. But when before him in his youth he had a choice of who he should be in this life, he did not hesitate to choose this profession. His family was all miners, from father to grandfather. Working in mines is one of the most dangerous jobs due to the great risks that workers may face. Working there requires endurance and patience, as it requires the worker to always be vigilant, because mines usually have dangerous insects and reptiles, and several fatal work accidents occur. Our story today took place in a mine in the United States of America, and it talks about a person working in a mine. He and his friends survived a serious work accident, but the rescuer is a very strange coincidence. The incident took place 20 years ago, and was reported by the same worker. Since the profession is arduous and tiring, workers are forced to take a break between the morning and evening shifts. When the meal is finished, the workers receive a 1-hour nap before returning to work. One day, after Paul had finished eating his food, he lay down to take a nap and asked his colleagues to wake him up after an hour, which his colleagues agreed to. As soon as the man slept a little, he felt that something was in his arms, and when he opened his eyes, he found that there was a huge mouse on his lap. In an unexpected reaction, Paul remained calm and did not disturb that mouse as he put it on the floor and changed his sleeping place. But the mouse followed him and entered his arms, and there the man realized she was hungry and wanted to get food. Paul got up from his place and brought some of the food left with him and gave it to that mouse as she began eating greedily and without stopping. The man was looking at her, but he was happy that he had fed the animal that was in desperate need of help. The big mouse left with a full abdomen, but the strange thing is that she returned the next day and stayed near Paul until he gave her food. The mouse came every day at Paul to get food, which caused the man to collect the remaining food every day from his colleagues and put him in a plate and wait for the arrival of the mouse, which he considered to be a friend. While his colleagues were laughing at him and laughing at what he was doing, these workers did not imagine that this rat would be the one who would save their lives from death, an act that would make them remember them throughout their lives. One day, Paul was sitting with his friends after they had dinner, where they exchanged jokes and laughed, and when they fell asleep, they all slept because they were exhausted after a hard day spent working. After a short time, Paul felt a hand in his hand, but he did not wake up. Then he felt a second, stronger, which made him wake up in a panic from his place to find that the mouse is biting him, which made him annoyed and tried to expel her because he wanted to sleep. The mouse did not leave and kept making strange movements that Paul suspected that she wanted to tell him something. Paul awoke his colleague who slept with him and followed the mouse that was walking in front of them. Suddenly, a large block of rock collapsed in the place where Paul and his friend slept, which caused the two of them to look at each other as they were terrified. The two men rushed to wake up their friends on the other side, and when everyone moved away, another rocky block fell in their place, which added to the strange sight of the scene. Although some considered the event a mere coincidence, this does not diminish the role the mouse played in saving the lives of the miners who were about to perish. Paul said that this mouse did not appear after that incident, although he searched for it and was always waiting for her in the place they were meeting, and the food was in his hand. But it was fate that those moments in which she saved his life and that of the workers were the last. Paul's companions who were making fun of him when he was playing and feeding the mouse were extremely touched by the sudden disappearance of that mouse, where they wanted to thank her, but unfortunately, she completely disappeared from existence.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.